and all of a sudden at the door, we got RSD Max who show up. So while you're still freezing, you watch like 200 hours of my video perhaps on dating advice. You know everything. You probably could teach a class on body language, on opening line, on value, whatever even means anymore. And you still, the second a hot girl look at you, freeze like completely. And I'm going to tell you the truth that nobody really wants to say to you. Information was never your problem. You don't have like a knowledge gap, okay? You have a nervous system gap. And watching me talk into a camera for the 200 hours is not going to close that gap. I'm sorry, it's just not. There's one format that actually close, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's intense. It's called the bootcamp. And when I say intense, I don't mean a fun little weekend trip. I mean, your comfort zone is literally about to get rewired mentally, emotionally, maybe even spiritually, whatever that means to you. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what is a bootcamp, what it's not, who this is for, and why 3 days done right can do more than 3 years of you watching YouTube. Let's get into it. Before we talk about the bootcamp, let me tell you a story first. 3 weeks ago, we were in Finland on a Saturday with Jeff, and I was about to do my normal rant on how to pull girls from a nightclub like I normally do. So Jeff was still talking, going to fundamental like he always do on Saturday. And for the guys who are young and watch RSD, maybe this part you're not gonna be relate too much. But at some point, Jeff pull up his phone and he say, "Oh, by the way, we're gonna have a special guest." And he looked at it, have a little smirk, and I didn't have a clue what Jeff was talking about at the moment. I'm like, "The fuck is coming?" So 20 minutes pass by and we hear like the door and someone is at the door and we got our 12 clients and Jeff is still talking and me as well. And all of a sudden at the door, we got RSD Max who show up. And for the people who don't know, RSD Max he was a coach at RSD and very good friend from Jeff. And they have a really true, genuine connection. And you can see immediately like the smile and the happiness of all the students because we were all like inspired by Max. I was coached by Max. I did online coaching with him. I did a boot camp. I did also Fearless, a program that really changed a lot on my perception of how to talk to girls. It was just so great to having him and his little genuine smile of being very introvert. So he just stepped back, was eating his little snack, like if he was gonna go out with us on boot camp. And that was just great to have him. Very, very, very good for the student. They really appreciate it. So it was a great moment. And when Jeff asked me not to talk about pooling, I felt like this special moment for me as an instructor because now I was talking not just in front of Jeff like I normally and few students. It was a bigger crowd and it was also with Max and Jeff in the same room. So it was very electric, very tense for me and I really appreciate him coming up. But for the guys who are young, you're probably thinking, who the fuck is RSD Max? What is RSD? And maybe you never heard about RSD. So let me give you a little history because I think it matters with the whole thing that the book can come from. So back in the days, RSD days, which stand for Real Social Dynamic, for those who don't know, this is honestly where the whole bootcamp format really came from. And I remember the energy of what the era, RSD Max on stage, Derek, Jeff, all the instructor and the summit. They used to do it in Vegas every year with thousands and thousands of guys flying in every country. Total chaos. Electric, like rock star. They would show up on the room full of people, nothing else. like that at that time. And they built bootcamp in every major city. And on top of that, hundreds and hundreds of program online, in-field footage, books, years and years of material. And here's the thing, I wasn't always an instructor. Long before was a guy standing next to you that giving you feedback. I was the client. I showed up on Friday with the same fear, the same excuse in my head that I see in my client today. I live it from the other side first. And what's crazy to me, even now, when I talk to my friend from that time, the guys who went through that RSD era with me, every single one of us became different men, better with women, sure, but also more sure of ourselves, more capable of handling pressure in any part of our life. That's not nostalgia. That's just where those guys are at today. So when I tell you a bootcamp can change your trajectory, I'm not selling you a theory. I lived it as a client first. Now I delivered as an instructor. So let's get into what it actually is. And before I tell you what it is, let's kill the wrong idea in your head because almost everybody come in the wrong idea. A bootcamp is not a seminar where you sit in a hotel conference room taking note with a fun little field trip at the end so everybody feel good. It's not a weekend retreat with breathing exercise, vision board, whatever, or screaming in the street. And it's not absolutely like some course where guys hand you a script and say, just say this line, she's going to like you. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. This is a boot camp in the real, almost military sense of that word, not mental masturbation here. You get taught only what you can apply right now, today, in the field, not going home to rationalize that you internalize it later. This is about now. And listen, if you bought a course, watch a video, felt motivated for a week, then nothing changed, that's not because the information was bad. It's because information doesn't retrain your nervous system. Reading about cold exposure doesn't make you immune to cold. Watching somebody lift weight doesn't build your muscle. And watching me or Jeff approach a girl on a video doesn't rewire the part of your brain that locked up when it's your turn. That's the gap a real bootcamp is built to close. So, a bootcamp is intense. Multi day in person. Usually it's 3 days, nothing else, where you go into real nightclub, bars, in the street, real venue with coach or a small team of us literally standing next to you while you do the thing that scare you the most. Many guys comes in thinking it's a sequence of magic line, get the timing down, proof, get the girl. Brother, those guys are very misinformed. This is not about being a button pusher or collecting reaction. It's a deep identity level change. We build an energy together as an environment where everybody push outside their comfort zone. And it shifts your sense of who you are. Being good with women isn't a magic pill or a set of lines. It's about being an attractive guy. The way you think, you see the world, communicate on every level, that's what we're cultivating inside and out. You're walking, your chest get tight, your throat lock up. The second she looked at you, instead of going home, the journal about your feeling, the coach is right there, real time, giving you feedback. Me and Jeff, we behind your eyes, we may be pulling together and between sets. And you do it again and again and again until what? Until your body stop treating the situation like a threat and start treating like something you already done 100 times. And that becomes fun. That's the whole mechanism. Not magic, not some pickup secret repetition in the world environment with real time correction. And it's compressed in few days instead of stretch over years, figuring out alone. So a typical like weekend, we meet on Friday at 9 o'clock every single time. We meet and we're gonna talk straight up. Jeff doesn't waste time. He doesn't dabble around. We go straight at it. What is your sticking point? Why are you here? And we're gonna have like a debrief a little bit on how the night's gonna go. Friday is left on purpose to be very, very vague. We don't give you tons of like we give you some direction, but very, very like open. We're not really very specific because the reason is we want to see where you are. We want to evaluate you. Whatever you've been doing during bootcamp, we want to know exactly where you at because you think you're somewhere, but usually we can tell very quickly. We don't need like to see a lot because we've seen it all with Jeff. And Jeff, even more than me, 25 years in the field with a lot of clients. I mean, I'm talking about thousands of clients. That's all you need to know. And then it's the real environment, running reps, feedback between set. As the night goes on, the venue gets more demanding. We see that every weekend, every Saturday. Low stake at the beginning into higher pressure nightlife, into the club, full immersion, start to finish. And yes, it's intense by design. This is not vacation. You're getting pushed to the edge of comfortable repeatedly on purpose because that's literally the only place of growth that can happen. A good program do this with structure and real support. We're not throwing you in the deep and disappearing. We're here to show up. Trust me, I'm always the last one, and I'm gonna be telling the same thing. Like I'm gonna be the one pulling at 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. If it needs to be. I'll be the last one. And here's the part that actually matters. So listen closely. Your problem right now is not your brain. You're still waiting in this video for more like info from Bryce. You already understand the theory. That's why the video they haven't fixed nothing. Your problem is your body, like your body, your throat, your muscle, and your career is solid. You're in good shape, making good money. That's not that touch, that thing that happened in your throat. The second hot girl make you eye contact with you. More money won't fix that. More gym won't fix that. Theory won't fix that. You already proved it to yourself by how much content you consume without your result changing. And I'm not going like this part doesn't feel good, but blind spot get ripped off you on the bootcamp. New belief get installed where the old broken one used to be. That's frightening, honestly. Mentally, it's taxing. That's why we recommend you to not planning for anything on Friday when the bootcamp you owned by us and you need to rest, you need to have like a good sleep before coming up. Don't come exhausted and don't have work on this weekend. You can't have like anything. You need to be 100% dedicated. It's very, very intense and taxing mentally and physically. So the real transformation is never meant to be easy. If that was easy, you would already have done it yourself years ago. So you kind of have to man up and deal with it. And this is a nervous system problem. And the nervous system only changes through direct, repeated exposure paired with real time feedback in the moment, of course. Not a script, not a personality transplant. Structure rep in the real room with somebody correcting your pattern the second it's happening. It's live, not on a recap email. That's what most guys who already tried other program, courses, books, Zoom call, Instagram hack still come to a bootcamp and have a real breakthrough. The other material wasn't necessarily wrong. It just couldn't do one job. Put your body in the actual situation in front of a girl with somebody correcting you live. So, what do you actually get at the end that you didn't have at the start? Well, you get the ability to walk into a room and stay present in your body instead of disappearing into your head. You get the skill to start a conversation clean without hovering for 10 minutes, building courage like a coward. You get a sharper sense of timing, when to escalate, when to hold without a memorized script. You get a nervous system that doesn't fold the second real social pressure show up. And you get momentum, something to keep building on once you are home instead of starting from zero again the following Monday, like always. The last point matters more than people think. A bootcamp isn't meant to be the finish line. It's meant to break the loop you've been stuck, where every season passed, nothing changed, the same pattern, and you get a little bit more wound in. 3 days don't make you a finished product. It gives you a different starting point, a real reference experience to build from instead of theory rattling in your head. I'm going to be straight with you now. It's not for everyone, and that's intentional. And here's the weekend how it works, so you're not surprised. Outside the session, hang out. We are friendly, normal guys. But during the program, we drilled Sergeant, me and Jeff. We have limited time with you, and we're not letting 1 minute getting wasting on arguing excuses, technique, overthinking. So during program, you put yourself in our hand. Follow exactly what structure and trust 100% the process. You don't argue, don't make excuse, barely even think. You execute. That's purely for your benefit to get the maximum result of the limited time we have. This is for you, and if you're genuinely willing to hear hard truth about your pattern and act on it, not nod along and change nothing, it's for you. And you're ready to take reps without negotiating for safety every step. You don't need every approach to feel comfortable first. And it's for you if you're serious on the deepest level about actually changing how you show up, not collecting one more piece of content that you never apply, by the way. It's not for you if you're looking for the hack with zero discomfort, a magic script that removes the need to feel anything. It's not for the guys who's trying to find like a shortcut, like avoiding the pain or the discomfort. I don't believe in that. And or an excuse. Like this is not for excuse taker. A program worth your time that you take that upfront instead of just taking your money. And you're sitting there thinking, I'm not ready yet. Let me push back gently. Nobody is ever ready. Readiness is not a feeling that arises before action, it's built by taking the action. The anxiety running your life has not been walked through, it's just being avoided. The only way out is facing it direct and waiting for a calm version of yourself. And if that's never going to show up on its own, if this is sounding like something you need, here's the process. Very simple. You apply, hop on a short call with James, the team. We figure out where you're currently at, what's actually running the show, and if it's the right move for you right now, if it's a fit, you get a CD and a date that works for you. And if it's not a good program, we tell you fast and point you somewhere where it's more useful. No pressure, no hard sell, just alignment. And deep identity change doesn't happen because of some magic pill we handing to you. It happened because of perseverance. You are pushing your own boundaries, having experience that actually change you as a person. You are as responsible for your result as we are. The responsibility is 100% mutual. We bring the structure, the feedback, the pressure, but you're the one that has to step into it. So here's the real question. How many more months you willing to spend rewatching my video feeling like you understand everything? Still freezing the exact same way you did a year ago. Be honest with yourself. If this feels like things that you keep avoiding, the things you already know you need, but you keep finding reason to put it off, now is the time, man. Expect big things because if you show up and you do your part, we're going to deliver them. The link is in the description below. Click it, find out, and short application, and let's see if it's the right move for you. Until next time on the program, it was Bryce. Peace.